In the first two movies, Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, starts off with a very difficult life. But at the beginning of this movie, Peter is very happy because Mary Jane is his girlfriend. His studies and job are going well, and he is also protecting the city as Spider-Man, which makes him very popular among the people. However, Peter's friend Harry has hated him ever since he found out that Peter is Spider-Man. Harry believes that Spider-Man killed his father. Peter keeps trying to explain to Harry that he didn't kill his father. His father died because of his own glider's blades, but Harry refuses to listen and instead wants revenge. One day, Peter and MJ go to a forest to spend some time together. A meteoroid crashes near them, and a black liquid oozes out of it, sticking to Peter's bike. Later, this liquid hides in Peter's room at home. Peter tells Aunt May that he plans to propose to MJ. Aunt May is very happy for him and gives Peter the ring that Uncle Ben had used to propose to her. Meanwhile, Harry uses a formula created by his father on himself, giving him all the powers of the Green Goblin. To take revenge on Peter, he makes a new suit, takes the Green Goblin's glider, and attacks Peter. They fight, and Peter wins, but Harry gets a deep wound on his head. Peter takes him to the hospital where Harry survives, but loses his memories of the last few years. He forgets that his father died fighting Spider-Man, and also forgets that Peter is Spider-Man. He starts treating Peter as his good friend again. However, the effects of the formula Harry used on himself are still there, which is why his wounds healed so quickly. On the other hand, we are introduced to a small-time criminal named Flint Marko, who steals to make money. Flint escapes from jail and returns home to see his daughter, who is very sick and needs a lot of money for treatment. His wife tells him that they don't want to get into trouble because of him and asks him to leave. While running from the police, Flint hides in a place where scientists are experimenting on sand trying to change its molecular structure. By accident, Flint gets caught in the machine and his DNA mixes with the sand molecules. Instead of dying, he transforms into a sand monster, Sandman, gaining the power to turn his body into sand. Peter keeps a police wireless in his room so he can know about any trouble in the city as soon as possible. MJ comes to meet Peter, upset because people don't like her performances at her job. Peter tries to comfort her, but then an accident happens in the city, and Peter hears about it on the wireless. He leaves to help and ends up saving a girl named Gwen. At the scene, we see a news photographer named Eddie Brock, who is in love with Gwen. Eddie takes pictures of Spider-Man and goes to sell them at the Daily Bugle, where Peter works. Peter also brings his Spider-Man photos there, but the CEO, Jonah Jameson, likes Eddie's photos more. Both Peter and Eddie ask for permanent jobs, but Jameson tells them to bring back photos that make Spider-Man look like a villain instead of a hero. Whoever does that will get the permanent job. Meanwhile, MJ loses her job. There's a small thank you event for Spider-Man, organized by Gwen, who's the daughter of a police officer. While everyone's gathered, Sandman shows up to rob a cash truck. Spider-Man chases him and they fight. And though Sandman lands some solid hits, Spider-Man manages to stop the robbery and force Sandman to leave without any money. A police officer then calls Peter and Aunt May in and tells them that they've been looking at the wrong suspect for Uncle Ben's murder. It was actually Flint Marko who was broken out of prison. When Peter sees Flint's photo, he realizes that Flint Marko is Sandman. Peter, still thinking about Uncle Ben, lashes out angrily at the officer. Back home, MJ comes to see Peter, but he's in such a bad mood that he's rude to her and sends her away. Peter puts on his Spider-Man suit and listens on his police wireless, waiting for any news about Flint Sandman, Marko. After waiting so long with nothing coming through, he falls asleep. A strange black liquid, which had come from a meteorite and was hidden in his room, senses Spider-Man's anger and bonds to his suit, completely covering it. When Peter wakes up, he discovers he's wearing an all-black Spider-Man suit and feels far more powerful than ever before. He takes the black liquid to his professor, who says he's never seen anything like it before, but identifies it as a symbiote that needs a host to live, and warns Peter that once it bonds, it will be very hard to remove. He urges Peter to keep it away from him at all costs. That evening, Peter's wireless finally picks up Sandman's location. He swaps his usual red suit for the black one and goes after Sandman again. Now enhanced by the symbiote's power, Spider-Man thoroughly beats Sandman and sends him stumbling into a water tank. The water causes Sandman's body to break apart into sand, which washes away, and Peter assumes Sandman has been defeated. Later, still in the black suit, Peter yells at his building manager in a rage, but then he realizes the suit is affecting his mind in a negative way. He quickly strips it off and locks it in a briefcase. Meanwhile, after being fired, MJ takes a job as a waitress at a club. Feeling that Peter is ignoring her, she decides to go spend some time at Harry's place. Then MJ leaves Harry, but later returns to him. After spending some quality time with MJ, Harry regains all his memories and once again decides to take revenge on Peter. This time, he uses MJ to hurt Peter. First, Harry manipulates Peter and MJ into breaking up. Then to anger Peter further, he tells him, "MJ left you for me." Hearing this, Peter becomes furious. In his rage, he goes home, puts on the black suit again, and confronts Harry at his house. Harry was already waiting for him. They fight and Peter beats Harry badly. As Peter turns to leave, Harry throws a grenade at him from behind. Using his spider sense, Peter catches the grenade and throws it back at Harry, causing half of Harry's face to burn and disfigure. After this incident, Peter starts wearing the black suit under his clothes all the time. The symbiote makes him selfish. He stops caring about others, only thinks about himself, and gets angry very easily. Meanwhile, Eddie Brock gets a permanent job at the Daily Bugle by taking a photo of Spider-Man stealing. When Peter sees the photo, he gets furious. He goes to the Daily Bugle, humiliates Eddie in front of everyone, and exposes the photo as fake. Because of this, Eddie gets fired. Peter, now in the black suit, takes better photos of Spider-Man and gets a permanent job, earning more money. Peter doesn't know that Harry orchestrated his breakup with MJ. To make MJ jealous, he goes to the club where she works as a waitress with Gwen Stacy. There, Peter gets into a fight with the bouncers and accidentally hits MJ, making her fall. MJ shouts, "Who are you?" The Peter I know would never do this. Realizing how far he's fallen, Peter goes to a church and tries to remove the black suit, but the symbiote has bonded with him for too long and won't come off. Eddie happens to be in the same church and sees Peter in the black Spider-Man suit. The symbiote has one weakness, high-pitched sounds. When the church bell rings, the loud noise forces the symbiote off Peter's body. It then latches onto Eddie, turning him into Venom. Since the symbiote had been attached to Spider-Man for so long, Venom also gains many of Spider-Man's powers. Eddie is extremely angry with Peter because he believes Gwen left him because of Peter. Peter stole his job at the Daily Bugle and humiliated him. Now Eddie also discovers that Peter is Spider-Man. To take revenge, Eddie goes to Sandman and teams up with him to kill Spider-Man. Venom and Sandman kidnap MJ, putting her in a taxi and hanging her outside a building. They then challenge Spider-Man, saying, "Stop us if you can." Peter knows he can't fight both of them alone, so he puts on his red Spider-Man suit and goes to Harry for help. But Harry refuses to help him, forcing Peter to go save MJ by himself. Harry's butler comes to him and reveals the truth. "I wanted to tell you earlier, Spider-Man didn't kill your father. He died by his own glider's blades." Harry finally realizes Peter had been telling the truth all these years. Spider-Man tries to rescue MJ alone, but Venom and Sandman beat him badly. The people watching think Spider-Man won't survive this fight. Just when all seems lost, Harry arrives as the Green Goblin and saves Spider-Man's life. Peter and Harry fight together like best friends again, and manage to save MJ. Venom ties up Spider-Man's hands and starts attacking him. To save Peter, Harry jumps in front of Venom's attack and gets seriously wounded instead. An angry Spider-Man grabs metal pipes and bangs them together near Venom. The loud, high-pitched sounds cause Venom intense pain. Spider-Man then traps Venom in the pipes, separating Eddie from the symbiote. He takes a grenade from Harry's glider to destroy Venom. Eddie, now addicted to the symbiote's power, tries to save it and gets killed in the explosion along with Venom. Peter feels deep sadness seeing Eddie die. When Sandman sees Spider-Man mourning for someone who wanted to kill him, he realizes his own mistakes. Sandman approaches Peter and says, "I never meant to kill Uncle Ben, I just wanted money to treat my daughter." The gun went off by accident. Hearing this, Peter forgives him and Sandman leaves. Peter goes to Harry and says, "I shouldn't have fought with you." Harry replies, "Forget the past. You're my best friend," and then dies from his injuries. After Harry's funeral, Peter returns to MJ, and the movie ends with this emotional scene.